Hey, what's up, guys? It's Sharpie here. And since Valorant's beta, I've been playing, and I've been stuck in Plat for so long. But 3 months ago, I hit Diamond for the first time, and now I've hit Immortal. So I'm gonna make the video that I wish I had when I was stuck in Platinum for most of my time playing this game. And the following are the most important tips that I think you should and almost need to follow if you want to climb efficiently and effectively.
Oh my
The
goodness.
first tip is to stop playing on autopilot. Autopilot is essentially playing the game without thinking about many various factors. These factors could include, but aren't limited to, what's the map control looking like for your team versus what the enemy team has? What strategies will they attempt to use based on their economy? What's the best angle to play on site given your weapons and utility setups, etc., etc.? The issue about playing on autopilot is that you may not even know you're doing it. You may say, I want to win, so I'm not playing on autopilot. And obviously,
Oh,
that's some pretty faulty logic. There is much more to consider while climbing. And in the future, I plan on making a lot of videos about what some of these factors are because there are so many. This leads to my next tip, which is to keep your goal in mind. Sometimes when you're fluctuating between one tier, what I mean by tier is all of silver, all of gold, all of plat, etc., like plat 1, 2, 3 included. When you're fluctuating a lot, it can be really tough to remember where you're going. And so I recommend trying to apply the following philosophy. Whatever tier you are in, make your goal the next tier, not the next individual rank within your
you want
tier.
to play?
What I
Let's
mean by this
play.
is when I was plat 2, it could be tough to envision getting to diamond because I had lost sight of that goal. My only goal in plat 2 was to get to plat 3. And as soon as I started thinking more broadly, I felt less hung up within whatever tier I was in at the time. Next, it is vital to consider your role on the team. First, let me say that in Plat, I consistently played Sentinels for a time, and then played Duelist before finally switching to Astra and
Oh
Viper
hell.
during the Astra meta and climbing from there.
Okay.
There's a lot to break down in regards to different agents, so let me start by
Okay.
saying that if you're not overly confident with your aim, I'd recommend not playing a duelist. It sounds obvious, but lots of players in every rank think that if they're good enough, then surely they'll top frag on Jet and rank up. Some diamonds
Main.
even think this way too. This isn't just a low rank thing. I'm here
Exactly.
to tell you that you can have so much more impact on a game
Heads up.
with excellent Sova utility or Astra setups than you can with your jet aim. Regarding agents, it's important that you understand yourself. I like to feel out rounds a lot and then use information to my advantage in making
Back.
a very quick decision. This made characters like Killjoy a little too passive for me, and characters like Jet a little too aggressive. Astra and Viper, and more recently KO, Sova, and Sky fit my playstyle much more. The last thing I'll say regarding agents is that while it can be good to flex, and that's what I do now, it's really valuable to learn a small handful of agents really well. This does not mean agents that play the same. If you're looking to play smokes, though, you'll probably be fine because no one wants to play smokes. But if you want to main another role, such as Initiator or Sentinel or Duelist, it's pretty important that you have another role to fall back on, like, you guessed it, Smokes, with the same level of expertise. My next tip, which is something people find pretty challenging, is to almost exclusively duo queue with someone who you believe to be your skill level or higher. You can ensure that you have one less variable that could restrict your team. You also guarantee that your team has some role diversity, assuming you're not a cringe duelist instalock duo. If you are, I don't like you. And more than anything, Duoing significantly helps me stay calm and not get overly tilted. Having someone to talk to means your anger won't get too out of check when you or a teammate make a bad play. At least that's my experience. If you're asking yourself, how can I do this? I don't know anyone to play with who's my rank. Let me tell you that when I was Plat 3, I played a game and I added the person on the other team who was their best player. I made sure they had a consistent match history regarding their individual performance, which they did. Then I asked if they wanted to duo, and together we both went from Plat 3 to Immortal. The point is, there are many ways to meet players to play with. It just takes the initial push from you. And honestly, I can't say that I've played maybe more than 6 solo queue games from my climb from Diamond to Immortal. With that, something similar is that it's very important not to spam the play button for hours a day. Yes, the pros do it, but they have a stream to run. I can't tell you the last time I played 5 games in a row. I don't think I did it once in my climb from Diamond to Immortal. I honestly try to avoid playing 4 games in a row regardless of how they're going. Taking a break, clearing your head, and stepping away can be a great reset. And depending on your mental, this could be a break for a few hours, or you might hop off for the entire day after just a few games. Either way, I'm usually always done playing for the day after 3 losses in a row, and I'll usually hop off for the day after just 2. The second to last tip is a fairly obvious one, but learn, learn, learn. My favorite way to do this is to watch pro players. Unfortunately, much of the YouTube content out there on mainstream channels such as Pro Guides or Skill Capped are the most of basic videos I've ever come across and won't truly teach you how to play an agent well. Only true highly ranked players demonstrate how to play an agent. The issue is that most aren't actively saying why they're doing what they are, because to them, it's common knowledge. This will take some personal active learning on your part and identify why they do what they do. Remember what they do, and then implement it into your own game. Another great way to learn advanced agent utility is to hop in a custom server, find lineups, practice setups, practice your entry routes if you're a duelist mainly, etc. Many players don't want to spend the time doing any of this, but if you're genuinely serious about climbing, it's you going the extra mile that will put you ahead of your opponents and really give you the edge in more fights than you might expect. Lastly, I'll say this: practice, practice, practice. Warm up, make sure you remember your lineups, be active and learning consistently. Thanks for watching. I'll be coming out with more videos in the future. I'm also considering doing VOD reviews, so if you'd like to send a game my way with something you want to improve on, let me know in the comments and maybe we can set something up. Thanks so much once again, and good luck on your climb to Immortal and above.